specific columns, like a memory table. Handle petabytes of data. For bigger tables, only index content is maintained in Spark cluster memory. Actual data is maintained in Hive Metastore, TBFS. Data set. What is this? It's a strongly typed data frame. What does it mean? It has its own structure. Specific structure will be followed, just like a spreadsheet. Data frame is an alias for a collection of Spark database objects called data set. Data set is nothing but a data frame. Or data sets can be represented using data frames. And here, remember one important thing. The Spark clusters that we have been playing with for last few classes, they are actually internally designed using Java program, hosted in Ubuntu operating system. What is that? Let me show you practically. Go to your Azure account, all resources, and go to all resources. Just give a small refresh. We see VM, virtual machine. Provided cluster is running, we see the virtual machine. Let me show you now. Make sure cluster is running first. Then go to your portal.azure.com. Make sure cluster is running. Go to Azure portal. See here VM. If I stop the cluster, terminate the cluster, VM will be no longer available. This VM, virtual machine, is actually a Ubuntu OS, either Linux OS. What is there inside it? Java. Why Java? Because using Java, Spark is actually manufactured. Spark is built. And this is a 14 GB RAM and 4 processor core I'm talking about in our design environment. Very soon we are going to scale it up. Once we get into live notebooks, right now design, next live, this capacity is going to be multiplied. So remember, Spark clusters internally trigger virtual machines. Those VMs are auto-configured in Linux platform automatically internally. Make sure the VM is running so that we can happily start our operations with Spark clusters. Let's understand now with examples how to work with it. Before that, syntax for data frame creation. Import and data frame 1 equal to spark.read.csv, location of the input file. We'll take initial example, location would be DBFS. Another example will take location as a remote cloud storage, data lake storage, ADLS. Later we'll take examples on spark.read.format for constructing, manufacturing new data frames. Whatever data frames we are going to create from now, we can either print or we can display. So what we are going to do now? We are going to do ETL, aggregation data loads, to data warehouse. What is that again? Very simple and straight. Let me take you back to our introduction, initial introduction item, this one, ETL. We are going to read the data, database data, file data. We are going to read using PySpark, ETL, load the data into warehouse. From there, we have other examples lined up for Power BI or other things as per your resume requirement. We are into the green color items right now. We are here, ETL. So we extract the data. The carrier is nothing but data frame. Left to middle, middle to right. I repeat, left to middle, middle to right. The carriers are nothing but the data frames. Let's understand slowly with examples how to implement these concepts. And in this process, we'll come across something called Spark context, Spark sessions, etc. We'll do one by one slowly. Context means an object to tell like how and where to access the cluster and perform this ETL activity. The main ETL green component you see on the screen. And we have something else called session. Session is nothing but the query window, notebook interface. Okay, let's understand slowly now how to implement this interesting concept, data frames, and how to work with the concept of extract, transform, load into warehouse. Okay, we'll do it slowly, step by step. So let me just change my screen now. This is our requirement. Next part of the session. Next part of the session, we are going to read a CSV file from DBFS and perform some transformations, perform data filtering, aggregations, transformations. Okay, read means here extract, filter, aggregations, transform, load, L, okay, ETL to Hive database, nothing but data warehouse. Let's justify the diagram that we had in the previous screen, right from our introduction class. So this is our next item. What is that? ETL concepts. We'll do it slowly, step by step. Before you proceed further, I request you to go through the Word document carefully. Before you proceed further, I request you to go through this Word document carefully 2-3 times, please. Look at some terminology. Then we are going to step into our actual practice item. That's the next item.